Hello, welcome to Tappworld, where I tap in, turn on, and tune up all of your senses to bring you messages from your higher self. Today, we will be tapping into a message about which path you should take. So what I want you to do is pick a pile, focus on a question first, right? First things first, focus on a question. A very important question that you have some answers about, that you may be very indecisive about. And you know that there's a couple of paths you could take, but you kind of want some direction in which path would be best to take, okay? So we have 4 piles to choose from today. This is going to be a quick message about which path you should take. So I really want you to tune into your intuition, that third eye, beautiful magic, 6th chakra, right? And select from one of these piles, okay? I'm gonna let you know what these piles are in just a second, but I just want to make a quick announcement. My partner and I from Covenvibes, we are launching our website at this time and developing all of our products and services. So I want you guys to check it out, okay, on Covenvibes. This is our cute little brochure we just made. Okay, we're a holistic herb shop and wellness spa. So you come here and we have different herbs, different oils, different things you could use for rituals to heal yourself. And we're also a wellness spa, so you can get different services for your body done. Everything you can think of from head to toe, I'm telling you. It is absolutely beautiful. We're located in the Salt Lake area, okay? This ain't the, this is my copy of what we printed. However, these are the different services we offer. Okay, this is our cute little brochure. So I just wanted to show you guys because we're so excited. And we teach different classes on holistic health, as well as about, you know what I'm trying to say. So go ahead and check us out at Covenvibes22.com. Okay, we have different herbal teas that we make, a special tarot tea. So dope. Okay, so we have a little tea bag, and on the end of it, instead of a little tea tag, we connect a little tarot card. So while you're drinking your tea, you could be looking at your little tarot card, and you can go onto our website. We have a blog of what it means to see that card and what the message is, right? So that was my quick announcement. Let's get into your reading real quick. So what I want you to do is focus on a question that you have that you're a little bit indecisive about, and we're just going to weigh in on 2 different paths that you could take and your overall outcome for taking those paths. So the first pile we have is the Light Seers Tarot right here, pile 1. Okay, and then we have this red Jasper stone. This is like a yoni egg cut for the red Jasper. Red Jasper is so great for grounding yourself, especially in the root chakra. It enhances fertility in the sacral chakra. It also balances out aggression that you may be dealing with, as well as increasing your masculine qualities, right? We'll say. So if you want to become more action oriented, more sophisticated in the area of work, it's the stone for you, right? Go out and get you one. And then we have the African Tarot here. I love this deck with the KUNZITE stone, right? Cut into the L shape. This KUNZITE stone is all about divine love, hence the L, right? Because it's all about the positive vibrations of love, especially self-acceptance. If that's something that you've been struggling with at this time, or you just need a little bit more healing, you can see it so beautifully reflecting right in the light. And it also helps reduce anxiety and stress in you as well. So that's pile number 2. And then for pile number 3, we have the As Above, So Below Tarot. And then we have the Apatite, the blue Apatite stone. So this stone is super awesome for channeling your personal power, especially in the solar plexus chakra. as well as clearing out any apathy, confusion, anything that's causing you unnecessary anxieties, right? This is also a really good stone if you're looking to form new cells in the body and healing the bones. For all my Reiki healers out there, hey, how you doing? So this could be a good stone for you or your pile selection, right? This is pile number 4, okay? And this is with my Vivre tarot, right? So Vivre, I believe I'm saying it right, is French for like basically living in the moment of joy. I have the Botswana Agate, and this is definitely for anybody that loves to deal with fire and smoke. So if you are a fire sign, or if you just love to smoke, as you can see here, it is highlighting the solar plexus and the sacral chakra with the back of the cards. But this stone is actually for your crown chakra. So this is really good stone, the Botswana Agate, to use in meditation rituals, especially if you're looking to do things where you got to stimulate the brain. This is your stone. Okay. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. Go ahead and pick your pile, and I will see you at your reading. Hello to my pile number 1s. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle with you guys at this time. I also have a special archangel message that's going to give us a little bit more clarity as to what exactly it is you're seeking. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. So this is going to be path 1. So we're going to have path 1 on top, path 2 on the bottom, and then overall your outcome for this situation that you're feeling. All right, so cleansing the energy and the air. For my pile number 1, take this time to thank your guides, your gods, your ancestors, whoever it is that you have called upon to bring you these messages today, okay? And of course, before I continue shuffling, this card definitely just wanted to be in the number 1 spot. I'm just gonna flip this card and read this message to you from the Archangel so we can get a little bit more clarity about what it is that you could be inquiring about as far as your question. So we have teaching and learning. Archangel Zadkiel. I'm still learning to pronounce this, forgive me. Hey, we matching with the purple vibrations, okay? So keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. Beautiful. Okay, I love this for you. Okay, so we could be inquiring something about your education. I'm also feeling something about you traveling, especially abroad. Going to either different cities, states, or definitely outside of the country. I'm also getting the message from this is just for you to be open-minded. So definitely clearing your energy and kind of seeking new ways of learning things, especially for yourself, because I feel like you are somebody that is highly gifted. And it's interesting because even though you chose the stone with the root chakra, we have here highlighted more so the crown chakra. So I feel like these could be 2 chakras that are definitely being told for you to vibrate in at this time and to balance. Absolutely. Okay, and I just need one more card. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that just wanted to flip over. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Love it. Okay, so manifestation energy. And look at her. She is so happy. She looks like she is getting her wishes going and coming true. So pile number 1. Let's see what we have to manifest for you. And it's cool because the Queen of Wands is definitely somebody that is a teacher. She is a leader. She takes the initiative. She doesn't really go by the rules. She kind of forges her own path. So that could definitely be something for you. Okay, so this is going to be your past, present, future, and then your overall outcome energy. Okay, so on path 1. So for the past, I see Ace of Cups in your first path, right? So when it comes to the question you're inquiring, Obviously, we have a situation where you have given a lot, you've given your heart, you've given your emotions, or you could have even received this from others, especially when it comes to teaching and learning. People could have told you, like, I really want to learn from you, I really want to know about you, I really want you to open up to me and tell me things that I should be knowledgeable about, right? But let's also see here. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so especially when it comes to material things. Oh, this card is so beautiful. I love it. When it comes to balancing out the self, in the past, you definitely could have been learning about how to balance yourself, especially in the material world, as well as with your emotions. With the Ace of Cups here, we definitely have like friendships, fertility, of course, right? The birth of children. But we also have here the Page of Pentacles, somebody that's coming in with the message of how to balance out having these relationships, having these types of gatherings, or being oriented with family as well as finances. But let's get a little bit more into this, okay? So this is past energy. So on path 1, you also have 7 of Wands, okay? So I feel like at the present moment, you are being a little bit guarded for yourself. You are just keeping to your energy and going within to seek your own knowledge about experiences. That's what I'm definitely getting here, is your experiences, like where you've gone, where you've been, whether or not it's worth it to continue down this journey. I'm getting something also with, like, if you are looking to relocate, as far as traveling, that you're going within, because you don't want to continue down that same path of where you've been with relationships in particular, and the process of your education overall, or what it is that you are learning overall, right? And then in your pile 2, we have for your present, Page of Swords. Okay, so 2 pages. So I feel like here, so on your first path, this is you looking at it from an emotional standpoint, versus your second path, you're kind of looking at it from a more external standpoint. So I feel like people are definitely coming in trying to tell you, like, you should go, you should do something, you should teach people, you should acknowledge people, you should let people know what is going on within you and influence them, especially if you've definitely been through something that would be beneficial to let people know. So I feel like you've definitely been getting a lot of intuitive guidance, intuitive nudges, especially externally, like when it comes to your finances, or when it comes to people approaching you, maybe even social media. If you've been growing your social media, especially in a very artistic or mental field, then this is definitely like more encouragement and guidance. Like, you could definitely be on the right path. I do feel like you are on the right path. However, I feel like you are indecisive, because maybe even in this pile, let me see with your future card. Okay, yes. So in this pile, I feel like your path 1, right? Partially why you're indecisive is because you are dealing with other people. You are dealing with other relationships. You're dealing with outside forces that are either competing with you in some type of way, maybe even possibly jealous of you, which is why we have the stone red Jasper, because there's some sort of aggression that could be directed at you, or you could be directing at others even, that needs to be balanced. Right? And especially in the future, you may even feel like whatever area it is that you want to explore, there could be a lot of competition. So maybe you don't feel like what you're doing is as special as you would like, or as interesting as you like. But I promise you, whatever you're doing, whoever you are 100% unique. There is nobody like you. So you should definitely continue no matter what the outcome is, right? speaking of outcome, let's see here. We have the Hermit. Okay, so again, you are transitioning into a place where you want to seek knowledge from within. So I feel like you could also be a little bit indecisive because you could be feeling like maybe you need more time. Maybe you need more experiences. You need more guidance. You need something that's going to make you feel like this is how you want to feel. You want to feel like the Queen of Wands, but you don't know if you should continue taking your time to grow to become the Queen of Wands, or if you're actually ready to let yourself be seen. Because this could be a lot of knowledge that you have that you've been bearing inside for a long time. And you're not sure if you're ready to release it to the world. You're not sure if you're ready to let other people know, like, this is who I am. This is what I've been doing. And maybe you could have even had some discouragements, especially in your future energy. There could be people coming along to try to knock you off course or compete with you or make you feel like just knocked down, right? But you have lots of wands. So this is definitely saying, like, you got to take action. You got to take some form of action, regardless of who is in your way or stopping you. Okay. So on your path 2 here, we have, in your future energy, we have the Hierophant and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. Yep. And I feel like you will be traveling. Yes. And then with the 6 of Cups, you'll kind of just be reflecting on the past. Okay. So I see what's going on here. Okay. So part of you feels like you should stay put, right? And if you decide to stay put, then you will be given the opportunity to go within yourself, gain more self-acceptance, gain more love, increase, maybe even balance out some of your relationships in your current place. And learn from these experiences and teach them the knowledge. Another part of you, which is your path 2, is feeling like you should go abroad, you should travel, you should take some sort of steps to higher paths of wisdom and letting people know how to balance themselves based off everything that you've been through and how you've been living your life. So I feel like you could definitely go either way, which is why we have the Queen of Wands here, because you are in control of this destiny. You are in control of this path. Okay. So if you decide to stay here, you're definitely going to gain wisdom like the Hermit that comes from self-knowledge, right? Versus if you decide to take the path of traveling, you will be gaining external knowledge, experiencing things because of other people and how you've been interacting with them, like the Hierophant, right? Because the Hierophant is somebody that has gained a lot of wisdom and education through traditional teachings, things that have already been established, right? Versus the Hermit, he developed his wisdom by going internally and from within. So I feel like this is a very, very beautiful reading. And if you resonated, definitely let me know. Okay. So you have 2 very beautiful paths. Either you can choose to stay where you are and go within yourself, or you can choose to take that leap of faith and travel the world and have some definitely different experiences than what you were expecting. Okay, so thank you so much, pile number 1. I'm gonna move on to pile number 2, but if any other piles caught your eye, definitely tune into those and let me know how you feel in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you later. Love you. Hello, pile number 2s. For those of you that chose the African Tarot deck, this reading is for you, as well as the KUNZITE stone. Okay, all about that divine self-love. I love this tarot deck. I got this so that I could speak and connect more with my African ancestors, okay? But we're also gonna get a message today from archangels, just to get a little bit more clarity about what type of question you could be inquiring about. Okay, so if you chose this pile, you asked a question that you're a little bit indecisive about. Okay, so on the top row, we're gonna have path 1 that you can take. And then on the bottom row, we're gonna have path 2 that you can take. And then at the bottom of the deck will be your outcome. Okay, so before I get to shuffling the cards with you guys, I am going to flip this message. Okay, so we have healthy lifestyle. I love these cards. You see how beautiful they are? Okay, so Archangel Raphael, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Ooh, this is probably my pile. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, he's speaking to me. Okay, so I feel like partially we're highlighting the heart chakra, but also the root chakra, because I feel like there's a part of you that needs to be more grounded and taking yourself as more of a priority, like making yourself more of a priority, especially with self-love and having patience with your health, especially if you've been battling anything or feeling very challenged at this time when it comes to your health, then I feel like the angels are definitely communicating with you to be patient with yourself, right? Be patient with yourself so that you can come into that vibration of self-love a lot easier, right? Because these things aren't going to happen overnight. Okay, so in path 1, we have King of Wands. Okay, tell me a little bit more. I'm going to slowly flip these cards as we go. Oops, let me bring these over a little more so y'all can see them. Okay. So we're already off to a good start. Okay, so King of Wands. That's letting me know that in the first path that you chose, and this is the past, and we'll go present, future, outcome, and then like I said, bottom of the deck here. Okay, let me make sure I'm giving enough space. Okay, and then, yep, that's what I'm feeling for your outcome there. Okay. Pile 2. Okay, pass. And then your outcome. Okay, well, I guess I just wanted to flip over. Okay, so we have the star. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck, what do we have here? The Ace of Cups. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, again, making yourself a priority, offering yourself this cup of love, especially if you've been pouring into a lot of others, if you've been working really hard, if you've been very efficient and reliable and showing up for everybody else, but you've been lacking on that for yourself, especially when it comes to your eating habits, your sleeping habits. I know that when I work really hard, especially to please others at my jobs, I definitely deplete myself so easily and to the max, because I'm constantly pouring and pouring and pouring and giving my love and my cup away and not keeping enough for myself. You know, something I heard was like Taurus energy, right? Taurus energy definitely understands the balance and self-acceptance version of the importance of rest and recuperation, right? People think that they're lazy, but it's like, no, they just understand how important it is to take time to prioritize yourself, rest, and definitely get enough of good food, especially comfort foods that make you feel good yourself, even if you indulge in a little bit, just because that's what's going to replenish your energy, especially if you've been giving it away so much. So we have two paths here. Okay, so let's check in. I'm going to go with path 1 first, right? So we have the King of Wands energy here. So in the past, right? In the past, I can see that you've definitely been somebody that's been on the go, taking the initiative, maybe even in a leadership or some sort of management position where you've had to show up and show out for people a lot, all the time, okay? In your present energy, though, we have the 8 of Swords, right? These are the 8 of Spears, right, in this tarot, but in traditional, it's the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Spears is letting us know that you are trapping yourself, right? At this moment, you feel trapped, right? You feel trapped because you could have been on go, go, go for a long minute, especially in this authoritative position. And now you're feeling burnt out, but you don't know what to do because you have all these people, places, and things relying on you, but it is taking a toll on your health. right? And then in your future position, we have the Knight of Spears. Okay, so you're still out here taking action, making things happen, and you're doing it quickly and swiftly, but I do see yourself preparing to take a new direction and figure out how to get yourself out of this feeling of feeling trapped, right? Feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, feeling, especially mentally, I feel like you're feeling confused. And the thing is, people don't realize this, but when you are thinking something mentally, it then manifests emotionally and eventually takes a toll on you physically, right? So mentally, if you're telling yourself, I'm sick, I don't feel well, something's wrong with me, and then emotionally you start taking on those emotions of like how it feels to feel sick, how it feels to be stressed, how it feels to not feel well. Eventually, physically, it's going to manifest for you to where you start waking up not feeling good. In the middle of the day, all of a sudden you got stomach aches and headaches and back aches and toothaches or some sort of ache because you manifested that for yourself mentally, right? So your overall outcome here is going to be the Six of Cups. Okay, I love this energy. I feel like this is going to be you returning to a place that feels good to you, replenishing your energy, especially home. Something that feels more like home, brings you nostalgia, used to make you happy, you know, especially if you're in a job or you're working so hard right now to please other people. And if this was a job that you started because you loved it, you know, and you took on this authoritative position or just a very prominent role in work or circumstances, you know, some sort of situation, then your overall outcome is that you're gonna return to a place that made you think about why you started it in the first place, why you fell in love with it in the first place, and how are you offering these cups, and how are you being offered these cups. You may even end up with an outcome once you're ready to take some action, the right action, where somebody's going to be offering a cup to you that almost makes you feel giddy and young again, like a child, right? Especially with this Ace of Cups energy, because with the Six of Cups, you have this energy of feeling like home, like you're home again, or like somebody's taking care of you, like a parent to their child, right? You see them offering this cup. And so, yeah, this is your outcome for your path number 1. Let's take a look at your path number 2. Okay, so for your path number 2, especially when it comes to anything you may be inquiring about your health or your overall lifestyle at this time and how to optimize what you're getting from it. So in the past, we have the Chariot. Again, you are somebody that's been on fire, taking action, making sure you stay motivated and determined and even tenacious in a way to where you're like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to put this down, right? I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize this position that I have for myself. And then in your present, you feel like the Knight of Discs. Okay, so because you've been so motivated, I see with this path, because you've been so motivated, you can see reward coming in. You can see acknowledgement and recognition. It's slowly coming in, but it's definitely there because you've been working so hard on the past at not giving up and not giving in, especially even though you may feel burnt out or you may feel a little bit stuck. A part of you knows that you have a lot of good things coming in your present moment, which could also be making you feel a little bit stuck in a certain path, in a certain way, because you're like, if I stop now, then, you know, I may have to give up some of these rewards that I've been given or these gifts that I've been given, or at least the benefits. You know, if you have been taking your health or yourself a little more serious, and you know that you do need to take some time out to rest and recuperate, you may be a little bit scared because you don't want to back down from what's been being given to you. Okay, and in your future energy, you have options. Okay, so on path number 2, you have options, and your overall outcome is the star, wishes coming true because of these options. Okay, so what I see is, so with path number 1, a part of you definitely wants to take a break. You may even want to go on vacation and visit your family. Just get back in touch with your roots and things that make you feel comfortable, but you're not really sure if you want to go down that path, or even just take a break, because again, you've been in this position where you've been working so hard. So this is where I feel like you're a little bit conflicted, especially if others have been influencing you to take a break. So in your path number 1, I feel like if you decide to take a break and travel for a little bit, even if it's just a quick journey, like 4 to 7 days, you will be greeted with something that you've been needing, which is somebody to take care of you and make you feel good, make you feel well, make you feel like you definitely did the right thing by going back to a place that makes you feel like home and makes you feel good about yourself, or even staying home and taking that time to make yourself a priority because you've been working so hard that you definitely need to give yourself a break. It's okay to take a break and recharge, right? On your second path though, I feel like on the other hand, you're like, I don't want to take a break. I don't want to take any rest. I don't want to rejuvenate myself, because I feel like in the future, you're going to be given so many options, so many cups, so many opportunities that you're going to feel like your wishes are being fulfilled. And this is something that you've been hoping and waiting and wishing for a very long time. So I feel like it's one option or the other, right? Either your wishes are going to be fulfilled, where, not to say that these wishes and opportunities aren't still going to come in. However, if you decide to take a break and make yourself more of a priority, then you'll be met with somebody that wants to take care of you. Otherwise, on path 2, I feel like you're just going to do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself and heal yourself. And you may even be offered, even if it's just for a day, like some sort of spa or some sort of luxury treatment that makes you feel rewarded in a way to where you were like, okay, I chose this option because it made me feel like I still have overflowing cups, even though you didn't choose to stay home or even go back home. You chose an option that made you still have to focus on your temple, which is your home. Like I said, receiving some sort of healing, even if it's just for a brief moment, like I said, for a day or even a weekend, that you're taking that time off to rest and focus on your health. You're definitely going to be rewarded. So I feel like either path that you take, you will be rewarded by being able to focus on yourself and making yourself more of a priority. And you may even have time. Let me double check here too. You may even have time to, like it said, get out of this energy of feeling trapped, to where you feel like, okay, either I have to choose between money or I have to choose between myself. I feel like that brief moment that you take, however long it is that you choose, you're definitely going to be met with a circumstance that makes you realize, like, why haven't I been taking care of myself? Why haven't I been making myself a priority? And what do I need to do to be more in that vibration of love, right, that we talked about? And let me just get one more card for your overall energy. Yeah, I'm feeling this here. Okay, so the 5 of Swords. Yes. Okay. Walking away from anything or anyone or any situation that does not have your best interests in mind. And this could definitely be mentally, exactly what I was saying. You coming to the realization of, like, why haven't I been eating better? Why haven't I been having more sleep and rest, and even developing better habits around better people that make you feel like you can do those things? I feel like overall this is going to be your conclusion, that in the knowledge that you're going to gain mentally from whichever path you decide to take with your question. So if this reading resonated with you and you loved it, thank you so much for tuning in today, and leave a comment below. If there was another reading that resonated with you or that you were interested, even a little curious about, then definitely tune into that next. But thank you, pile 2, and I'll see you at your next reading. Hello, pile 3s. Thank you for tuning in today for your reading. Today we're going to get right into these messages. And you chose the blue apatite stone, and this is absolutely perfect for taking your personal power back. So we're going to see what exactly it is that you may need to know about your personal power and how to take it back. This is also the As Above, So Below tarot. I really love these cards because they're very lifelike and realistic. It's like a modern tarot as opposed to the traditional. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do to answer your question, so you should have used your intuition to think of a question that you may be indecisive about, and then we're going to spread out 2 paths on which one you could take depending on the decision that you want to go, or the answers that you're seeking, right? First, we're going to look into your Archangel card to see what it a little bit about what you're inquiring about, and see if it can give us any clues about your question or your path that you're looking to take. Okay, so we have Archangel Gabriel with nurture. Oh, look how beautiful. Right, so Archangel Gabriel says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so you could definitely be inquiring something about your family matters or something about your internal self, especially when it comes to your past, into your present, when it comes to your inner child or your own children, right? So let's shuffle a little bit here. Oh, and this is the perfect deck for this. I love it. It's going to tell us so much. Get into so much detail. Okay, so this is your past in pile 1. We have here, let me get these over just a little bit so you can see better. Okay, and this is your past position for pile 2. I mean path 2, right? So path 1 is on top. So it's going to let us know if you take this path and you decide this is where the outcome could be, versus path 2. If you decide this is where your outcome will be. Okay, so this wanted to pop out for your present. Ooh, the world. Hello, Queen. Hello. Okay. Okay, and there's your future position. And then your outcome. Let's get your outcome. What are you inquiring about here? I'm just going to get a little bit more room. Okay, so we have 2 cards for your outcome. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. I love this Hangman card because she's really in a position of having to go within and see things, of course, from a different perspective, but also be one with herself, especially from a place that she may not be used to. You know, we're always looking at things from one direction instead of taking another. Okay, so the Hangman, seeing things from a different perspective, right? So if you are inquiring something about your family, or whether your inner child, the universe, your ancestors, whoever it is that you thanked for these messages today, are asking for you to see things from a different perspective. So you may need to see them from your child's perspective or from your inner child's perspective. And your inner child may need to see it from your parents' perspective. Okay, this is deep already. Okay, so in the past, we have here in your path 1, the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Okay, so lots of action-oriented energy. Okay, things that make you think, things that make you have to move, relocate, transition into different positions. Definitely be flexible in the way that you move about. This is you in the past. So I can also see here that you've definitely dealt with circumstances that have made you kind of want to feel like being with yourself, especially if you have dealt with conflict, and not even necessarily like conflict with people, but you've been conflicted about how you take on other people's energies and what has been given to you in the past. So I feel like you have learned how to kind of retreat away from those things or figure out ways to protect yourself. You may have been doing some rituals on how to protect yourself and protect your energy to make sure that you're not as sensitive to absorbing people's energy, which has made you feel like the world, or even that you are kind of in a space where you're above the world or not looking at the world from the same perspective as you used to in your present moment. Okay, because see how she's kind of glowing and then everybody else around her is kind of gray, but yet there's still so much color and vibrancy around her, right? Let's see here. In pile 1, okay, your path 1, if you make this decision when it comes to nurturing, and we'll get a little bit more into detail. I can see here that you'll be the Queen of Pentacles in the future, right? So you may either meet a companion, whether male or female, masculine, feminine, whatever you take to, right? You may meet with a companion that makes you feel a lot more secure about what it is that you've been doing. I feel like this pile 1, you are somebody that has been in a kind of split decision, maybe even feeling a little bit like guilt conscience about like taking time to yourself, taking time to get to know yourself and explore yourself, and using this as a form of nurturing. And some people may have even called you selfish or made you feel like you're doing the most, you're doing too much for yourself, when it's like you're not. You're absolutely not. And I feel like you maybe even need to see that from a different perspective, because you taking time out to go take yourself on nice walks or to the movies or go buy yourself nice things and enjoy your own spa treatments or even going to the spa. This is not you being selfish. This is you tending to your needs and making yourself feel more nurtured, especially if you have been someone, or if you are currently someone that is very sensitive to other people's energies and you don't want to be around just anybody. So I feel like in the future you will have a companion to share this experience with, and they may even gift you with that feeling of it's okay to feel nurturing. It's okay to nurture yourself, especially if you are a parent and you're constantly giving to your children or your household or even to your spouse. Having another like friendship or just a companion, you know, even a short walk with a stranger, that makes you feel like it's okay for you to take some time out to yourself, especially if you've been giving so much to others. And your outcome is the Moon. Okay, we can get a little bit more. I just had to breathe for you. That's deep. Okay, yes. We're definitely going to get a little bit more clarity on this Moon, because I feel like there's something intuitive, and especially deeply intuitive, that is, I feel like you're being guided to do this right now. And it's because your ancestors are definitely wanting you to open up and see something that you haven't been seeing before. And so you're being intuitively guided, you know. And like I said, even with rituals, you may have been doing some moon rituals to kind of regain your strength or balance out yourself, and make you feel more in tune with who you are and who you want to become, especially when you feel more secure. So this is path 1, right? On path 2, let's see here, your other decision. So in the past, yes, you've definitely always had this very independent spirit. even when you've been surrounded by others, especially if you do have little ones, right? You still have always upheld this very independent, self-sufficient spirit about yourself that I can see here in your past energy. That people just either like you, even when you've been in a room full of people, you still held this belief about yourself and this desire to be with yourself. That some people look up to and some people just don't really care for. And I see that here too in the past. In your present energy, with your path 2, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so in your present energy, with you wanting this independence, I feel like this is you balancing out not taking time to yourself. Okay, I see what's going on here. And still trying to gain strength from being surrounded by others. And you do know what you're doing. You do have a lot of self-control. However, you just don't want to feel overwhelmed is what I'm feeling at this time. You may feel it a little bit, but at the same time, you're still in a position where you're in control. You know what's going on, and you are getting some assistance, especially when you allow it with this 9 of Pentacles. And this 4 of Cups energy, you have to allow this assistance to come in for you. In your future energy, we have the 7 of Wands, okay? So you kind of spilling over and spilling out into a place where, let me see here. How do we say this? Again, just a lot of control, even more control than you've ever had before, because you know who you are, you know where you're going. You've kind of been in a position where you've juggled many things at the same time. You've juggled many people and their circumstances and problems at once, right? And I say problems here because she is kind of projecting, you know, having this projection sheet shown where she's like, okay, I already know what's going to happen if you take this path, or you do make this decision, or you try to do things your way or this way or that way. I can already tell you what's going to happen. So that's your future energy here. And then your overall outcome energy is the 9 of Wands and the Death card. Okay. Yes. So again, I feel like if you are somebody that's definitely been doing your rituals or definitely been conjuring or manifesting something for yourself, with the 9 of Wands here, I feel like this is still you keeping to yourself because you want some sort of transformation. You want some sort of specific, very specific outcome. Right? So this is very interesting. Oh, this is so interesting. I'm just going to pull your last card for the moon, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about your decisions when it comes to nurturing yourself, because I do see. Okay, the 4 of Wands. Yes. It's going to bring you right back home. Yes. Okay. So what I see here when it comes to nurturing, the way that you nurture, right? So there's 2 ways that you go about nurturing, right? And this is what you're deciding about. Which way should you continue to nurture and fulfill and offer yourself to things, right? And with this, I feel like this is highlighting the root chakra. So it's also a way that you feel grounded. So part of you wants to continue down this path, right? So path 1, if you continue going down the path of kind of keeping to yourself, right? Going into your own world and kind of fulfilling your own needs on your own, then you will be met with a surprising experience that everything does come back to making you happy when you feel at home, or when you feel like you can still gather around people, yet have those times to yourself in peace, right? And I also feel like with path number 1, if you decide to stay in a space where you are doing things for yourself, not really paying attention to what other people are doing or saying or how they want to be involved. You'll also be put in these positions where people may not always want to involve you, or you'll just kind of spur of the moment invite yourself when you please, right? And people will be happy to see you, but at the same time, they won't be surprised that you didn't show up because they'll know, like, that's you being in your own little world, you know, off on your own little adventures, because that's how you gain your security, right? So this is path 1 versus if path 2, if you continue to stay in this space of constantly being around others, constantly fulfilling the energy of social, right? So this is more like an internal or introverted. That's what I would say. An introverted versus extroverted perception, right? So part of you definitely wants to spend time around people. I mean, right here, you want to spend time around people, but this part, you rather spend time with yourself. So I feel like here on path 2, even when you are in a crowd of people, you're always going to feel different. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like that's one of the things that you're wanting to work on transforming, is feeling less defensive about your space and about yourself, and feeling like you need to protect yourself around other people, especially if you know that you are protecting like your sensitivity, right? Because I am getting more water energy, more emotional energy from this deck, where this is somebody, you are somebody that stays in your lane. You are somebody that knows, like, even when you're out and about with all these people, you still stay in your own direct lane, right? And people notice this about you. So at path 2, if you decide to continue to be external and go out and about and be around people, just know that you will gain a very transformative perception of yourself, right? And again, it's not going to be like this where you gain this point to where it's like you kind of choose when you want to come and go. This will be like you will be in the position to say who or what comes and goes, right? Because she is here manifesting what she wants. And she is in a place where she has gained so much power, personal power, as we talked about with the Apatite stone. This is how you will understand how to nurture yourself. Is like, okay, when it's time for me, even when it's time for you to open the doors to others, which will be always if you continue this path, then you'll know how to project the outcome a lot better than you have in the past. Right? Because right here in this picture, we have somebody that has their house up for sale. And this can be looked at 2 ways, right? With this perspective. Either she can be sad that she had to lose her home, or she can be happy and see this as an opportunity for her to gain a new home, right? With her family, especially. And especially if you are going through that transition of needing other people's help, but not really needing their help. It's more so you knowing that you got yourself no matter what, you got yourself. And you have many beautiful memories that you've made in this place. However, you are ready to go on a new path. You are ready to see things from a new perspective and not be afraid to be the one in control. So I feel like this is also a pile about control and understanding how you should be able to control the power that you give yourself. Either you're going to do it 100% on your own, or you're going to do it with the assistance of others. Okay, so these are your 2 paths. Let me know if it resonated, if it made sense. Pile number 3, okay? And if you would like a personal reading, definitely contact me and I can give you a little bit more in depth about this reading. Otherwise, if you feel called to another reading, stay tuned for that, okay? I'm going to move on to pile number 4, and I love you so much. Hello, everyone that tapped into pile number 4. We saved the best for last, obviously, right? My fire energy here. right? Bringing it up. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to shuffle the cards with you guys. On the top, I'm going to lay out path number 1 that you can take. On the bottom, I'm going to lay out path number 2 that you can take with an outcome. Okay, and you should have intuitively chose this pile based off of a question that you are seeking because you have a little bit of indecisiveness about. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is you chose this Botswana stone. So obviously you want to know a little bit, you want to have more clarity is what I'm seeing here. Clarity in the mind, right? Maybe you have even already meditated on this. Something interesting I heard today too was worrying, right? Worrying constantly over and over again about something is a form of meditation. So that's something to think about when it comes to you possibly being indecisive about something. If you have been feeling that way, like which way should I go? Which way should I take? Oh yeah, let me get some sage as well. Which way should I go? Which way should I take? If you have been feeling that way, or if you're just curious, you know, and you just want to kind of confirm which path you already did take, then I appreciate you tuning in here. But if you still want some answers, just know that worry is a form of meditation. So keeping your mind on a very positive, brain stimulating vibration is what's going to get you places. Okay. So we're going to pull this Archangel card. It's just going to give us a little bit more information or details about what exactly it is that you could be inquiring about when it comes to your question. Okay. Interesting. I mentioned worries because you have overcoming difficulties. Archangel Jeremiah says the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. Oh, so you can see here, this is like a feather that's kind of grown behind his, like if he's taking off, and rather than it being a path, it's almost like a feather. So you could be seeing feathers lately, and these are your angels definitely communicating with you to let you know that they're here for you. It's going to be okay. You are going to overcome things. Interesting, because I put this Open Roads incense. If you like that incense or you want to know what it smells like, definitely visit my website, Covenvibes22.com, to get you some Open Roads incense. They definitely clear the path for you. If you feel like you are still kind of struggling at this time, which I feel like you're not, I feel like you're more here for confirmation and clarification, as opposed to still desiring some sort of answer or panic, right? So we have pile 1 or path 1 with your decision, or path 2 with your decision. Okay. Yep. And so this is your past position. Okay. And we're looking at your present position here. Okay. And this is your future position. Alrighty. And then this is your outcome. Yes. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Justice. Ah, I see. So everything is going to be coming along in a very balanced way, whether you realize it or not. This is justice. So if you are inquiring anything, especially around legal matters, I'm feeling some sort of like support, like you may be questioning your support system or just the support that you've been receiving, especially if it comes to something with your health care or medical care. This is letting you know that justice is going to be weighing in, and it honestly already has. Okay, so that could mean that whatever you've been going through, whatever you've been feeling, whatever you've been trying to overcome, things are going to turn out for you exactly as they are supposed to, with or without your insistence or control or even worrying constantly over it, things are going to happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Okay. So for your path 1, we have in your past position the 2 of Wands. Okay, so this has been you weighing out decisions, especially when it comes to your past versus your future and where you're looking at. And if you notice here, she has the world in her hand. However, she's still kind of directing her energy towards the past, right? So with your past position, obviously you've been looking back a lot and kind of trying to figure out, maybe even trying to figure out what you did wrong or what you could have done right or even better. Especially when it comes to person, places, or a certain situation is what I'm definitely gathering here. For path 2, for your past position, you have had the Strength. Okay, so I feel like with whatever you've been going on, so a part of you has been looking in the past, but another part of you has also been upholding to as much strength as you possibly can, trying to figure out ways to demonstrate and discipline the hardships that you've been going through. So demonstrating it, I mean by like acknowledging that it's there, maybe talking to people about what you've been going through, or just even being in a place where you know and you've been trying to do something about it, right? And then disciplining yourself to where you haven't been trying to allow anger and frustration get the better of you entirely, or even worry, right? Even some sort of worry or anxiety get the better of you. Okay, so in your present position in your path number 1, we have Temperance. Okay, so again, you have been in a place, even with the Justice here, you have been trying to weigh things. You have been trying to balance things. There's a part of you that has been trying to keep so much faith alive, but yet also this perspective of like, I feel like part of you in the present has been like, why has this happened to me? But at the same time, I understand how I contributed to what exactly happened and why it happened, you know, because right here in these 2 masks that she's holding up, a part of her has a mask that's sad and another part has a mask that's happy. But overall, she has this these 2 vials that she's pouring into for the alchemy. So again, I feel like that's you looking at the fact like, how did this happen? Oh my gosh, I'm just so worried and so stressed. I knew I could have made a better decision, but at the same time, look at where I am now because of this decision. And things seem to be looking up, right? You seem to be overcoming. In your path 2, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so yes, again, you are figuring out ways and demonstrating ways on how to discipline yourself and stay determined no matter what the outcome is. Even coming up with more creative ideas, right? Creative ideas or more mentally stimulating ways of viewing this situation that you've been going through. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I feel like what it said in the beginning, like some sort of legal matter, some sort of health matter, like health care, especially if you are looking into new health care. Also, I'm getting school, possibly your education, some sort of systematic worry that you're going through, something systematic here. And then your future for pile 1, your future outcome is the Queen of Wands. This is perfect. So in the past and even in your present, when it comes to part of your decision, right? Part of what you're deciding is like, okay, I've already looked at the past and I'm trying to focus on the future. And in the future, with this type of mentality that you have, you are going to be somebody that is very direct, very open, very action oriented, feeling like you have a really great start on what it is that you are planting, these new seeds that you're planting and what you're growing, right? And your overall outcome for that will be the 9 of Swords. some sort of worry. Oh, that's funny. But you know what I feel like I feel like it is going to be a test. This is going to be your test right here. You're in the future, you're going to get to a place where you're like, okay, I got this. I'm in control. I know who I am. I know what I want to grow and what I want to start rooting or planting, especially inside of my mind and in my heart. I no longer want to just grow anything from my mind and allow anything to grow inside of my mind. But you are going to be tested with these negative naysayers, especially if it's coming from the outside. See how she has a heart that she's planting here, but yet these hearts, she's grown, right? This heart that she's planted has grown into this beautiful tree, and these hearts are still around her trying to protect her. However, these what are those things called? The little things that eat the spiders, like the little vipers or something like that. They are still surrounding, they're still going to be surrounding you, except it's going to be outside forces that are trying to come in and alter your well-being and say, are you sure you did the right thing? You know, are you sure you don't want to come back to the past and indulge in these negative habits and these worries and those things that confuse you? So I feel like this is going to be your test with path number 1, right? Versus path number 2, with the future, you have the 5 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so in the future, you're going to have to fight for this new beginning if you choose path number 2, right? If you choose to tap into your strength, tap into your creativity at this time, as opposed to worrying and going back and forth with the past or even these people that you've been dealing with, and just allowing justice to take its course. If you take the road of feeling like everything just is naturally going to come out as it is, right? You're going to have to fight for that. You're going to have to fight for things being the way that you need. And it's not a negative fight. It's just your angels and the world wanting you to really have this new established beginning, this new established perspective and birth of the self, right? A new you that emerges. But it is going to take a little bit of you putting something to rest, officially to rest. So I feel like if there's a part of you that chooses not to acknowledge entirely, like with path 1, if there's a part of you that is choosing not to fully acknowledge your past, or just understand like the past is the past, I'm just going to keep going towards the future and planting some new seeds for my future, doing it in a more action-oriented and even nurturing way, you are going to be tested. However, if you decide with pile 2 that you're just going to take all your strength, all your discipline, all this knowledge and experience that you've already gained, and put this past to rest, right? Put this past mentality and people, especially if there's a person or a habit or just something that keeps coming around and telling you like, remember, I'm still here. Remember, I'm the reason why you got in this and why you're going to stay in this and you're never going to be nothing. You're going to have to put up a fight to completely dead that, right? You may have to cut something off. If you are inquiring about, like I said, getting some sort of new healthcare plan, you're going to have to cut something out, you know, and you may have some sort of loss. However, it will be a gain for you, honestly. And your outcome is going to be the Page of Wands. Good news coming in about what it is that you've gained. And this is, to me, reminds me of like, do you want to know what prize you just won? Do you want to know what prize you just won because you chose the golden ticket, or because you chose not to engage with this person or place or thing anymore, right? Especially if it is a legal matter. You may also, with path 2, you know that you might have to have the determination and the restrictions to take a leap of faith towards something new. You might have to just say, cut cutting my losses here. Versus if you still continue with pile 1, where you still want to fight for what you have and what you want and what you desire, just know that you're going to have to plant some new positive seeds about what it is. If you continue at this battle for justice, whatever it is that you are seeking, whatever difficulty it is that you are wanting to overcome, you have to plant new positive seeds in your mind in order for something better to grow. And just know that whatever that you didn't cut out is still going to be testing you. It's still going to be coming into your outcome to be like, are you sure? Are you sure? But you have to have enough faith in these seeds that you planted, that you're going to be planting, especially these positive, mindful, being very mindful is what I'm getting for you, which is why you may need to actually meditate. Instead of meditating on worry, you need to meditate on like, what do I want to see happen? What do I want to see change? This is how I envision it truly happening for me. This is the outcome that I truly want to see. And just know that it's okay if people are trying to talk you out of it, because as long as you have faith in what you have grown, and especially if it's genuinely from the heart, nobody can take that away from you, right? And your angels are always going to be right there guiding you and helping you over the next road, the next challenge. Okay. So thank you so much, pile number 4. I really appreciate you tuning in today. I hope you resonated with this message. And if you did, stay tuned for my next reading in the future. Otherwise, if you feel like this was good and there was another pile that you were curious about as well, go ahead and check that out. Okay. But otherwise, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning into Tappworld, and I'll see you later.